What's up, Red? What's up, Just Growing Up? What's up, BPJ Snaps? What's up, I'm Meat 1116. Roz, greetings, Roz. Finally get to meet again. What's going on over there? Happy weekend, happy Friday. Bree, Tyra, Trendy. I'm gonna wait till it gets to 20. Since Venus is 20 degrees of Aries today at my midheaven exactly. Venus square the sun. As soon as it gets to 20. What's up, Nadine? Painting as art. The talented painting as art. Hey. I'll wait till it gets to 20 and then we can get started. Because this is going to be really quick. So just have a notebook. Well, I know nobody uses notebooks anymore. Just make a virtual note in your mind of what I say for your sign. Okay? Because you know the way I do it. It's nothing generic. Okay, one more person. 20. We did it. Today Venus is 20 degrees of Aries. So I said when 20. I don't know how he's going to fit this in the car. I really don't. I might have to stop, y'all. If I have to stop, forgive me, and I will come back. Because I'm not a quitter. I will come back and finish. But we might have to drop it off. Because there's just no way. It's not going to make sense. I don't know what to do. At this point. Low Yogi. Okay, let me get started really quickly. I'm going to start at the beginning. You still got some more? Okay, well, I might as well make use of this time. The lunar eclipse in Scorpio that we just had. Not coming up. It already happened. But I didn't have the opportunity to really go into how the eclipse is affecting every sign in the zodiac. Your sign Sagittarius, your sign Aries, your sign Cancer, your sign Gemini. I'm talking about really quickly how it's affecting every sign in the zodiac, because you need to know this, because eclipses affect you for months and months, not just 2 or 3 days. Like a full moon, you know, that energy, it kind of lingers for like 2 or 3 days, right? So, King DNA, what's going on? Your reading, I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know. I want your feedback. Okay, let's get it started. Right now, whoever's here is here. Lunar eclipses, first off, are full moons. Solar eclipses are new moons. Lunar eclipse, full moon in Scorpio. Lunar eclipses are full moons on steroids. Full moons times 20. So every month we have a full moon. But we don't have lunar eclipses every month. So the lunar eclipse is an intensified, extreme full moon. Okay? An intensified, extreme full moon. So full moons are the ending of cycles. The culmination, it's like the grand finale. It's like when the broom goes across the floor when you're in the club. It's like you ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell up out of here. It's like curtains. You know how they say curtains? That's a full moon. Lunar eclipses are completions and endings that you probably didn't welcome or wouldn't welcome and wouldn't willingly participate or wouldn't willingly encourage. So the eclipse comes to bring the ending. So before I even get started, I just want to emphasize that the full moon lunar eclipse for everybody's sign is something that ended. Something is ending. Something has run its course and it is completed, and it could be something as simple as a meager habit in your life, or it could be something as major as a long-standing addiction that is literally dragging you by the neck in life and just tearing you apart emotionally, spiritually, holistically, physically. It could be small and minor, or it could be major, and serious, but something in your life is ending. So before I get started with Aries, because Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, shout to Aries. Jupiter's in your first house on your sun. Jupiter's sun is big personality, big, illumination. Could be a big ego. Could be all of that, right? Rise, the full moon lunar eclipse for every sign. Something has ended for every sign. Something has ended. A call, an end to playing small. Something has ended. Something big could have ended. Something small could have ended. Something minor or major. It's something in your life is ending. Endings are a part of life. When you wake up in the morning and it's the daytime, that's the ending of the night. You cannot go into new beginnings without something ending. Something gotta go. At some point you was crawling, and then one day you say, you know what, I'm tired of crawling, I gotta walk. You had to transition and graduate and elevate, so something has to end. And we usually don't embrace endings, and that's what eclipses do. So with that being said, let me get started. Aries, the lunar eclipse in Scorpio is your 8th house. Of other people's money, of merging, of sexuality, deep transformation. So with that being said, what this eclipse is instructing you to do is transform your relationship to sex. Did you hear what I said, Aries? The lunar eclipse is instructing you to transform your relationship to sex. Not just who you have sex with. Not just the location where you have sex, not how you have sex, all of that as well, but not just those things. I'm talking about the entire relationship that you have with sex, period, Aries. Not, well, I'm gonna start having sex on satin sheets because I've been doing it on Egyptian cotton seats for too long. I need to change it up. Yeah, it could be mundane like that. But it's also, I'm waiting for something. That's why I figured I'd utilize this time and finally do this live that I meant to do. But back to you, Aries. It's time for you to change your relationship with sex. You know how you go into it because you're a fire sign, and Aries is the sign of impulsivity and passion and spontaneity and initiative and determination and drive. You know all of that. You know that Aries energy, right? So that means sometimes you rush in. They say fools rush in. And in the tarot, the Fool card is what? I know y'all know, just type on time constraints, I can't wait. Fool card is Aquarius. Because Aquarius takes leaps and, jumps and just pushes itself into new territory and experiments without even sometimes calculating or having a logical understanding of what they're doing. They just go, right? Aquarius is just that. It's that futuristic stepping into new territory. I'm over here into the future. You guys are on some old shit, and I didn't already surpass that mentally, right? So being that Aries is the 3rd house, and the 3rd house is communication, ideas, mentality, philosophies. You're the 3rd house of Aquarius. You know what I'm saying? So your mind is impulsive. Your mind moves ahead sometimes, right, Aries? So with that being said, with Scorpio, the sign of merging and sex, lunar eclipses being full moons that are extreme versions of regular full moons. That's what lunar eclipses are. The eclipse is telling you to change and transform your relationship to sex. You know how you go to the grocery store and you're like, I have a list. And when I go down the produce aisle, I'm going to check off the items that I need that are produce items. When I go down, the pasta aisle, when I go down whatever, I'm going to check off. I have a list. You need a list, Aries, when it comes to sex. You need a list. You're like, why would I need a list for sex? Like, you just go in and have it. The objective is to have a good time, to enjoy it, to get the pleasure, right? No, you need a list. Because the agitation and the irritation that you experience the week after, the month after, 6 months after, it's because you don't have a checklist when it comes to sex. You need to transform your relationship to sex. Having the pleasure is the easy part. That's the easy part. All you gotta do is show up, right? Take your clothes off. Come with the mindset of I'm here for a good time, right? That's easy. But then what about, well, I didn't work out this part of the issues, what's going on with this person, and I don't really know, and I got the spiritual entities that were attached to this person are now attached to me, so I've inherited their karma, and that's why things are going on awry. I'm like, you need to change your relationship to sex, Aries. I could go on and on and on, but there's 11 other signs I'm ignoring. If you need clarity on that, I hope that made sense. Change your relationship to sex. itself. Merging, meaning that you cannot simply merge just whenever, however, with whoever, because it was a great idea at the time. You got to really go through some other factors. Do you understand, Aries? Next, Taurus. Because you're an earth sign is about foundation, groundedness, long-term shit. Taurus is not in it just for the moment. Taurus is like, I'm here. My feet are planted. My mind is focused. I am committed, right? Earth sign shit, right? So the lunar eclipse in Scorpio, your 7th house of partners, says that you need to change your relationship to loyalty, right? Because Taurus is loyal. Taurus is not in it to just play around. Taurus is not just in it momentarily, temporarily. That's foundation, right? And today's the last day of Taurus season, okay? Sun is at the last degree, the critical degree, 29 degrees of Taurus. So we are about to be out of Taurus season. So you should, for everybody in general, you should know what you value. You should know what's important. You should know what means more to you. You should know what doesn't mean anything to you anymore. Scratch it off the list. It's taking up space. You could be using that space and energy for some shit that actually means something. Taurus is self-value. Taurus is self-worth. So with all that being said, that's for everybody as we finish and close out Taurus season. But back to my Tauruses and Taurus risings. So you need to change how you have defined commitment and loyalty to other people in your life. You need to change how you have said, well, I'm here. I'm in it to win it. We doing this. Good, bad, indifferent. I'm here. Whether I feel it and whether I don't feel it, whether I like it, whether I'm attached to it, whether I feel I've outgrown it, I'm still here. That's Taurus. No. You need to transform. A lunar eclipse full moon in your 7th house of partners in Scorpio says you need to transform the commitment or what other people think is commitment when it comes to you. Peace star. You need to transform what other people define as commitment to you. Because some people could be like, I'm going to have an argument with you every 6 days for the next 20 years. But as long as we together for 20 years, then that's commitment. No. You got to evaluate how other people have committed themselves to you. How other people have said, I'm down for you. I'm all about you. It's us. You feel me? No. It's not just about the commitment. It's not just about, well, as long as I'm here, as long as we continue doing this, that's all that matters. No. You have to redefine how you have committed to others, who you feel is worthy of that commitment, Taurus, because everybody's not worthy of you saying, we've been friends for 50 years. We've been lovers for 25 years. We've been involved for 16 years. So what if it's a fucking headache? So what if the person is not maturing and meanwhile you're growing? So you're growing at one pace. They're not growing at another. Therefore, you're growing apart. It doesn't matter. You have to change your relationship to commitment. You have to change who you have deemed worthy of your commitment. Who is worthy of your investment, right? Taurus is self-value. Like how I deem myself to be valuable, right? What I'm worth. If I put a valuable item in a pigsty with a bunch of pigs, now it's just as dirty as the pigs. The value has diminished, right? You can't put your value everywhere. Everybody's not worthy of experiencing your value. Everybody doesn't need to have that first-hand knowledge and experience of what you deem to be value and important and necessary, right? And you are your greatest asset at all times, right? Because if you're not healthy, if you're not energized, if you're not confident, then how are you really good for anybody else? Like, don't nobody want to talk on the phone to you and all you doing is crying and complaining because you got some issues that you haven't worked out. Don't nobody want to marry you. Don't nobody want to, be your mate and you got a whole bunch of bullshit that you're not really, addressing or clearing out, right? You're only as valuable to other people as you deem yourself valuable, right? So Taurus, with that being said, now that you know your value, Taurus, you know how you are. You don't want the fake gold watch. You want the real gold watch. You only want the gourmet 5-star meals. Okay, so now that you know your own values, please stop sharing it with people long term because you've just known them for this long, or because they just won't fucking leave, or because you don't want to leave because you don't want to be a quitter, and winners never quit and quitters never win. No, you need to decide who's fucking worthy, okay? So that's Taurus. Let me keep it moving. Gemini. Gemini, it's about to be your season in what, 24 hours, less than 24 hours. You know, let's get you out of the way so we can go to those dynamic Cancers. I'm just kidding, Gemini. No, but all right, Gemini. It's your 6th house of habits, rituals, service, work. Gemini, full moon lunar eclipse says, all right, you love what you do, good. Ain't nobody telling you not to love what you do, but you might have to revise it and tweak it a little bit. You might have to change it up. You might, that's what full moon lunar eclipses are. Like, the change is coming, whether you embrace it or welcome it or not. Sometimes change knocks on your door and you're like, I don't know, who is that? Who's at the door? Change. Oh no, I'm good. You send change away when it knocks at the door, like you ignore the Jehovah's Witnesses knocking at the door. But guess what? Lunar eclipses say it is what it is. You got to embrace the change because it's coming. So in your 6th house, there's some habits that you have, and the thing is, the cool thing about you, Gemini, is you're constantly flipping the script. You're constantly, looking at different perspectives and, oh, I'm really feeling that. But you know what? I can't deny the fact that I'm really feeling that too. That's you, Gemini. So change, it should be a little easier because you're adaptable. You know what I mean? You are a mutable sign. So Gemini, the full moon lunar eclipse in your house of work, service, like how you serve others, the house of habits, like whether or not your fitness routine, all of that shit needs to change. Maybe you had some sort of cataclysmic events that came in and said, you know what, you've got to change the way you eat, how you eat, how you treat your body, with respect to your overall health and well-being. All of that's on the table, Gemini. The 6th house, right? And the 6th house is ruled by Virgo. The 6th house is ruled by Mercury as well. Mercury rules you, and Mercury rules Virgo, which rules the 6th house. So we got a lot of mercurial energy there as far as that eclipse in your 6th house. And what is Mercury? What do they say? Don't shoot the messenger, right? Mercury's the messenger. Hey, coach, what's up? Mercury is the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. So when the message comes through about what you need to change, as far as the way you regard your body, the habits, the rituals you have. Rituals means shit you do on a regular basis, faithfully, religiously. Some of that shit got to change, Gemini. Even the fact that you change a lot, that might have to change. You feel me? Cancer. Shout out to the crabs. We are 1 season away from celebrating our birthdays, but I'm not here to give you added attention. I got to give everybody attention because we're going through the whole zodiac. So that's your 5th house, Cancer. The 5th house is children, romance, fun, recreation, and self-expression. So how you express yourself, Cancer, a crab has a shell. A shell contains and protects because, hey, Jay Bernard, who is a Cancer, the shell protects and contains. We don't always need you to get all close and intimate. I don't need you into this sensitive part of me. That's what my shell is for, right? So an eclipse in your 5th house of self-expression says that you might have to change the way you are expressing yourself, the way you are expressing your being, your personality. 5th house is Leo shit. It's egoic force. 5th house is romance. You know what I mean? Scorpio is sexuality emerging. So maybe you have to bring together the way you regard romance and sex. I did a reel yesterday talking about 3 out of probably 3 million different sexual attraction styles. Some people, romance is a requirement for them to get sexual. They don't just get sexual because they saw body parts. Body parts don't make me sexual. I need to feel appreciated. I need to, have some sweet words in my ear. I need you to whisper I need you to let me know you. Everybody's different, right? So with the 5th house being romance, Cancer, and Scorpio being merging sexuality, and that being a revolution, full moon lunar eclipse, maybe you need to change the way you've been regarding your romantic partners. Change the way you've been expressing yourself to your romantic partners. Change the whole idea of how you emit your persona to the world, what you regard as fun, shit that you do for fun. All of that needs to change. Leo is about fun, showing up for fun. Okay, 44 people in the chat. Let's go. Soul Body Mind _fit. Miss Ambi 83. So you know what I'm saying? Like, Cancer, we'll be talking more soon because we got about 30 days. And then it's summer solstice time, baby. That's when the summer starts. That's our season. Let's go. Let's go. Leo, listen. Oh, by the way, Cancer's Jupiter is now in your 10th house, right? 10th house is public shit. Jupiter's expansion. So that means you're going to be expanded in the public arena. That could be good, bad, or indifferent. You got drama in your life? Maybe a lot of people will know now. You know, you've been doing something great. Jupiter publicizes things. It amplifies things and puts things out. And the 10th house is your public profession. So all of that happening while you have a lunar eclipse in the 5th house says change the way you express yourself, maybe in the public, maybe professionally, maybe what you're doing professionally. But keeping it going. I'm sorry. I went back to my peoples. Sorry. Leo. It's real for you. It's real for you right now. Listen, Leo is the heart. Scorpio is the genitals. So Scorpio is the 4th house of Leo. That's your home, family, your comfort zone. Your entire comfort zone has been rocked. Not literally just physically where you live, like your apartment, your address, where you get your mail. No, like your actual comfort zone, like what you call home, what makes you feel, you know, emotionally at home. I'm talking real fast, so I want to get through the zodiac. Got a lot of shit going on. But back to Leo. Okay, the 4th house, right? That's a revolution in your home, on your home front. Okay, let's think about some of the Leos that have been getting attention lately, like Young Thug. That Saturn is opposite you, so it's forcing you to mature. It's forcing you to really elevate yourself with respect to your sense of accomplishment, your responsibility, your obligations. That's what's happening in your 7th house anyway. Saturn is opposite your sun. So you've got to like step up your game. Leo is the sign of the child. And on the high end, Leo energy is your inner child, right? Your inner child. But Saturn says even the inner child has to mature. Even the inner child has to grow up. So that's Saturn in your 7th house. The eclipse in your 4th house says that in terms of what you consider to be your comfort zone, maybe literally where you live, maybe literally just, you know, how you show up in your interactions with other people, your emotions, you know, all of that shit has to change. All of that shit is changing. Probably some real adjustments on the home front, like where you actually live, like family related matters. Leos and Leo risings, family related matters are probably up for review. They're being revised. A lot of issues there, you know, like, you know, where some shit maybe you bumped heads with your family members over certain issues. It probably come to a full, you know, culmination there with the full moon and with the eclipse, where, you know, either you take your stand and you stand your ground, stand on it. You stand on it, Leo, because that's fixed sign shit. Scorpio fixed sign shit. We not bending, we standing on it. Shameless motherfucking plug. I got Mercury in Leo. It is what it is. So, Leo, listen, you might bump heads with your family members, but at some point, one of you has to take the position where you're like, this is my viewpoint. This is where I stand on this issue. Saturn opposite that, you know, squaring, you know, the eclipse and squaring the south node in Leo. You got the south node in Scorpio in your 4th house anyway. So there's a lot of things in your life that, you know, you've been used to, that you grew up on, that, you know, built you, and you can't really go back. You got to go forward, which means that you may have to take chances and you have to take risks, because when you step away from a familiar foundation and you move into territory that's unfamiliar, you know, that's newness. But hey, Aquarius is the freedom, you know, Leo is the heart, Scorpio is the death and resurrection, and Taurus is the self-value. Okay, so with that being said, guys, Leo, I would say pay attention to not only the Scorpio, the eclipse that happened in your 4th house is rocking your comfort zone and your family relations. Pay attention to that Saturn that's opposite you, that's kind of forcing you to deal with things from a mature, evolved place, and that will improve how the circumstances are showing up in your life. Okay, moving on. Virgo, eclipse in your 3rd house. Change your mind, your communication. Virgo, you know you're over analytical anyway. You know you're always trying to, you know, check and see what's true and what's false. And I told you that wasn't sensible. And I told you, you know, we know how you do, Virgo. We know you have everything right. And you told us so, right? We get it. So Scorpio, eclipse in the 3rd house is You changing your mind. You changing the way you communicate. You know what I mean? It's you really going deeper in how you see things and your philosophies and your perspectives, right? That's Scorpio in the third anyway, right? You have the South Node in your third house in Scorpio, because we know the South Node is in Scorpio, everyone. So Virgo, how you're talking to people, you might have some really like intense conversations, or you might have some, you know, some verbal exchanges with people that are a little scathing. It is what the fuck it is. Because I'm going to tell you right now, for everybody, Mercury retrograde in Gemini, the home sign that Mercury rules, and its communication, and retrograde Mercury going back is, we need to have old conversations about things that were overlooked. We need to have dialogue, to put shit on the table that needs to be addressed. That's Mercury retrograde. Pluto is retrograde in Capricorn, right? That's saying that not only do we need to talk about old things, things need to be atoned for and corrected, because Pluto retrograde says, hey, that happened in 2016. Hey, that happened in 2009, but you never paid for that. Hey, you got to atone for that. Hey, you got to correct that. Hey, you need to take accountability. Pluto and Capricorn. Capricorn is accountability. Pluto retrograde. Pluto is the ruler of Scorpio. Okay? So, with all that being said, Mercury retrograde at the same time as Pluto retrograde. You know, it's while you have an eclipse in Scorpio in your third house of your mentality, your philosophies, your conversations. You know, you might have to curse a motherfucker out, Virgo. You might have to put a motherfucker in their place. Period. And like I said, that's underscored by not only the eclipse, but the Mercury retrograde and the Pluto retrograde. You know what I'm saying? You got Pluto in the 5th retrograde. You know, Mercury retrograde in your 10th. You know, so it all comes back to addressing old issues that have to be discussed or have to be addressed as far as how you relate to, like, how you regard those issues mentally. Like, are you still caught up on some old shit? Mercury retrograde, Pluto retrograde, Scorpio eclipse in the 3rd house, all of that shit. That's you know, Virgo, you know what to do. You're gonna overanalyze what I say anyway. Moving on. Libra. You gotta really genuinely have fucking value about, you know, you gotta transform the way you value yourself. You can't just be like, I bought a new pair of shoes yesterday at the mall, I value myself. No, internally you're still pretty weak. Internally you don't have solid standards. That's why, you know, people think they can play with you, because, you know, you stand on your principles on Tuesday, but by the following Wednesday you're back in the same toxic situations. You need to really, because Libra is air, you know, again, just like Gemini, air signs, you're all over the place, right? But with Scorpio in your 2nd house of resources, money, worth, and value, you're going to have to really radically change how you value self. 2nd house is how you value self. So Libra, it's not just about how things appear. It's not just about how we can make things look. And I want people to think I'm like this, and I'm telling people I'm like this, and I stand like that, and I post like this. No. But really deep down inside, nah, you're not really that. You're not about that life. So you need to revolutionize how you value self. You need to revolutionize how you value money, because quiet is kept. The 2nd house, or Taurus, is self-value and money. So that balance of your bank account, the money in your wallet, that shit is a direct reflection of how you value yourself. Okay? So people acting funny, people treating you good today, treating you bad tomorrow. Oh, I'll fuck with you, Libra, but then I'll sit you on the shelf like a doll I don't want to play with, like a toy I'm bored with, until I'm ready to come back and extract you or whatever. And you think, oh, well, you know, it looks good. You know, no, it doesn't. It's not good. Change your motherfucking value intrinsically, internally, beyond the superficial, Libra. Air sign. Gemini, like I told them, you know, like air sign. Y'all, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, air, that mental shit. Everything is about how things appear. No, you got to go deep in the infrastructure of things and really make serious adjustments. And in your case, the Scorpio eclipse is in your 2nd house of self-value. So you have to change the way you genuinely value yourself, not the way you can say shit to try to make people think that you find yourself worthy, or that you deem yourself valuable or give yourself high worth. No, you have to really actually do some internal work and change that. And that'll change your money, that'll change your status, because it's all energetically interrelated. Your self-value and your resources, it's all the same. We've been doing lives on this about, you know, full moon, new moon, Taurus, Scorpio, webinars, all this. We did this for like 2 years now. So we explain the relationship between money and value, your self-value. We explain the relationship on how your resources go up when you see yourself as the greatest asset and the best resource, because you are. So Libra, it's not just about appearances. We don't care about you, what you say and what you know, and this is how it looks. And look, I just bought this new outfit. And but internally, what's going on? You need a whole revamping of how you value yourself, Libra. Okay. Hope that made sense. Some Libra is mad at me somewhere. Like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? You see my outfit. You see how I'm carrying. You see how I do value. No. We talking about below the surface, because Scorpio is deep. It is below the surface. It is that muck at the bottom that you don't want to clean up. So with that being said, Scorpio, and I'm gonna finish the rest later, guys. I'm gonna end at Scorpio, and then I'm gonna pick it up at Sagittarius over through Pisces a little bit later on. So you make sure you tell everybody, tune in if I didn't get to your sign. It's a promise that I will. Scorpio, you got a eclipse on your head. You have any? Yes. What up, Compass Circle, Casey? What's up, babe? What's up, Jinx? Hey, listen, Scorpio, you have an eclipse on your head, in your face. First house body-wise rules the face and the head. So when I say in your face, on your head, I'm referring to Mars, first house, or whatever. So Scorpio, you had an eclipse in your first house. You can't change the first house, the self, without it impacting the other, the seventh house. So that means your partners change when you change. Just know that the first house, seventh house is a package deal. You can't change yourself without changing the other. So with that being said, Scorpio, well, goddamn, there's something within you that has come to a complete ending. Something about how you identify yourself. Something about how you see yourself, define yourself. Something about how you emit yourself to the world. The first house is how people see us and how we show up in the world. So Scorpio, full moon, lunar eclipse, changing self, how you identify self. Now, you know change is not your strong suit, Scorpio. That fixed energy says, no, I'm not changing. No, I'm not changing. No, I'm not giving it up. No, I have a grudge since, about this situation since 1998. And I still have it. And that motherfucker ain't paid yet. But don't worry, because your ruler, Pluto, is retrograde in Capricorn. So motherfuckers owe you. They will be paying. They will be paying. That's for all of us. Okay? She said, damn right. Jinx said, damn right. So with that being said, hey, there's some shit you got to release about self. There's some shit you have to let go. There's some shit that you gotta adjust. There's some shit you gotta really revamp within self. What if you woke up one day, Scorpio, and said, you know what? I'm not mad about that. You know what? I don't have expectations anymore of that person. You know what? I don't care that they didn't deliver. You know what? I don't care that they promised that they were gonna do this and they never did. Who the fuck cares? I move on. I release it. Guess what? You release Scorpio, and then you get to Aquarius, freedom. You can't have the freedom without the release, right? Saturn in Aquarius is in your fourth house. So your comfort zone is being changed, right? So we got an eclipse in your first house, how you present yourself, how you define yourself, your identity, all of that. It just needs to be revamped. You know what I mean? Because Saturn is rocking your comfort zone in your fourth house. So the eclipse says how you show up to everybody in the world. When they think they know you, nah, you don't fucking know me. I had an eclipse in my first house. You don't know me. I'm not always sullen and brooding. I'm not always in my head where my emotions take over my logic to the point where I'm just thrown. No, I'm not. No, I'm revamping myself. You know what I mean? I'm rebirthing myself, right? You can do that. You can do that, Scorpio. So is he coming yet? I am literally moving my son out of his dorm. He's a freshman. Shout out to everybody with HBCUs. He's moving out. It's the end of freshman year, Morgan State. So I'm moving everything out. I cannot see. I tell him I can't drive with the stuff in the back. So that's why I said I will finish this live later. I hope this has been informative. Sagittarius, ooh, Sag. Oh, Sag, baby. Oh, Scorpio, yeah. Change yourself. Jump into the fire and come out completely renewed, because your ruler is retrograde. Your ruler is retrograde. Your ruler is retrograde. So you got to go back and dig up and excavate all of those hidden, deep, dark emotions, unprocessed trauma, you know, the veiled reality nobody sees. Go in and dig it up. And if you have to, you know, curse a few people out, cut a few people off, then so be it, because you're in the process of morphing yourself, Scorpio. Sagittarius, I'm going to come back and do your read next, because it's big for you. Big changes that you don't see. Your blind spot, like that rear view mirror, there's a lot of shit going on behind you, Sag. And there's a lot of change going on in front of you as well, because Pluto's retrograde in your second house in front of you, and the eclipse happening in Scorpio in the 12th house behind you. Jessica, Sagittarius has come back. I will come back later on. Thanks, guys, for hanging out. I hope it makes sense. Everybody, like I said in the beginning of life, everybody, something died. Everybody, something is changing and transforming. It's a beautiful thing. Embrace it. Embrace it, because on the other side of change is transformation and alchemy and rebirth. So we can't have that if we hold on to things that are weighing us down and have no use as we proceed forward every day through life. With that being said, guys, I will be back. I hope you enjoy your Friday. The moon just went into Aquarius. It's out of Capricorn. The moon is in Aquarius now. So that means you're a little freer. You're a little less attached and weighed down. Move around, enjoy some things, experiment, go out there. The moon is in an air sign. What's my cash app? $ Ty Phoenix. If you want to, you know, I got to learn how to activate the super chat on YouTube. If you want full readings, and you want me to just really tell you about yourself in depth, you know what I'm saying? I just put it in the chat. Thank you, Roz, for reminding me. I just put it in the chat, $ Ty Phoenix. You want to send me some lunar eclipse offerings? I would be grateful. But yeah, I may save this for those who didn't see it. Meant to do it a while back when the eclipse was hot, but you know, here's what I want to tell you. You're not supposed to do much during eclipses. People are like, I got binoculars, I'm looking directly into the eclipse. Oh, what are you gonna do for the eclipse? You're not supposed to do anything. You can look this up. The ancients for years said just lay low, because the energy's so intense. You don't really want to dive in and do much. So now the energy's kind of dissipating a little bit, even though it lingers for months. It lingers. So with that being said, guys, I will be back later on with Sag to Pisces, lunar eclipse in Scorpio, and how it impacts Sagittarius on through Pisces, the rest of the zodiac. I love you guys. Thank you so much. I know you're probably out doing 20 million things like me. So be blessed. I will talk to you guys later. Thank you for coming in. I really enjoyed this. I just channeled and let everything flow through me, so forgive me speaking a mile a minute. But I hope you guys got the information that you needed. Have a wonderful day, guys. For those who have readings coming, you know they're coming. You know I honor my word, right? I got an eclipse in the 3rd house. I have to. All right, bye.